Hello, my name is Stefan Kraus from Byte the Bytes, and in this video I'm going to show you the new version of World Creator, which is the version number 2.1.0, as you can see here. And I'm going to show you some changes that were made in the last month to improve World Creator and the entire generation process. So I'm going to create terrain now, and you can see that the UI has changed just a little bit. For the first point of view, you can see there's a sun. You can set up a seaplane. You can set the mean sea level. Also, the descriptions can be now turned on and off, as you can see here. And there's one magic thing here above. It's called the real-time generation, which is really awesome. I'm going to show you very quickly. So let's get started with this real-time generation now. I'm going to enable it. You will see that now that I will be able to perform everything I'm doing here also in real time. So I change a few things about the basics filter. You can see that it adapts instant. The same if I'm going to apply a filter, you can see it just been calculated instantly. And I could also switch to a higher resolution, and you can see that it just works pretty nice. Everything is in here. We can do it in real time for any kind of things that we change here. So now a few things regarding the filters have been included, like the mean sea level stuff here. We can select between below and above and unused. I will come to this later. Then you can see that we have some kind of a terrain height, a height smoothness, a terrain slope, and a slope smoothness. Well, what does it mean actually? If I'm going to change the terrain height, I can tell World Creator to apply the canyon filter only at a specific terrain height range, and the rest has been used by the basic filter. So I have a lot more possibilities in designing my terrain. Actually, this is now 3D. The possibility of creating a three-dimensional type of terrain, because we have the masks for defining a 2D area, and we have in addition the height and the slope, where we can also go along another axis. So the same that I did for the terrain height, for example, you can use the height smoothness to smooth all the edges, making it better blending, not such hard corners. I could do also with the slope, applying the canyon filter only at specific slopes, as you can see here. Could do the same with the no, this was wrong, with the slope smoothness a little bit to adjust a few things. So really nice to see this in action. So the next is I could use sea level, which actually will tell me that, or will tell World Creator where to apply the canyon filter. Actually, the mean sea level only adjusts a little bit the terrain height automatically. If you want to say that the canyon filter should be below the sea level, then select below. And now, if you move the sea level, you can see that the canyon filter is only applied below this sea level I'm showing here. So I'm going back here, telling it's unused. So this enables you to really mix up really nice terrains. Like we could do some kind of a terrace filter, for example, and tell the terrace filter should be below the sea level. Let's set up the sea level at a specific height like this. And now we could tell the canyon filter that it should be somewhere above sea level a little bit, like in these areas maybe, like this. And another nice thing that we could do now is to apply a completely new filter that just arrived into World Creator, and it's the erosion filter here. And we are really proud of it because this erosion filter not only creates awesome results, as you can see here, but is also entirely utilizable on the GPU, which is really unique. Most erosion filters that you can see around for other terrain generators only work on the CPU side. Yeah, it was really hard work. It took us about 3 weeks or 4 weeks until we got this one optimized also for the GPU and make it available for the GPU. So let's see that erosion filter here. Could be applied also the same, only at specific height. As you can see, it runs quite smooth, even on a quite large resolution, or a 2K resolution. So the erosion is really powerful in this race. Let's see. I could do something like this maybe. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so now and if you're now done with this terrain and you just modeled it and designed it as you want here, you just hit the confirm button, and now Unity terrain has been updated with this one. And at this point you have again a 100% Unity terrain game object that is fully compatible with all other terrain assets on the asset store. So I'm reducing now the resolution a bit, and now I want to show you something something new that arrived into World Creator. If you're not using the real-time generation, it is probably very interesting for customers of the standard version of World Creator. You have these visualize height maps checkbox here. If you click this one here and select the filter, you can see that where this filter with these height positions and so on is being applied on the terrain. It's masked out red. So the red parts is actually the active part, and any and these black parts are not affected. You can change so if you don't like this color setting, you can change it. I'm going to do this now. And here you can also see where it will be applied if you hit the generate button. You can see it just changed quickly. So I have something here. I think yeah, it was something here. So this visualize heat maps is quite nice for the filter stuff here, but is also very important if you go for texturing. So let's see if we can texturize this terrain here. Moving over to texturing, and because we also have some nice new features in the texturing section, I'm going to show you how to texturize this terrain now. We're going to select the beach, and we're going to make an island of this. So let me just quickly add another filter. Let's add the where is it? Enriched. Where is the zero edge filter? Here we go. And let's zero edge the outside. Now we have some kind of an island, and I want to texturize it now. So we go into the beach here, drag and drop a beach texture. So the first I can see here that there are 2 more buttons, and actually there are 3 more buttons. It's level down and level up. We have changed texturing. The entire texturing is done now in layers, saying that textures that are above another have a higher priority. For example, if I'm now adding a grass texture and I hit the generate button, you can see that the grass completely overlaps the beach texture. So if you want to mix them together, you would reduce a little bit the weight factor for this grass, and the more of the beach would come through. But actually, I don't really want that. What I want is to tell World Creator where to apply the this grass texture here. So I'm turning on the visualize heat maps again, and now I'm going to set up the terrain height a little bit. Let's say I want to have it somewhere like this, maybe. Yeah, something like this. So now this will be completely textured. Let's see here. And what is really cool here is that you do not have any sand texture included in the grass, so it's really a nice blending. And this is pure grass and this is pure sand, so they're not overlapping at all. And this will give us a lot of more possibilities if we come to placing objects, because in placing objects we can really place objects only where the texture is, and that's really pretty nice. But before we do this, I'm going to add a few more textures just to make this terrain a bit nicer. Let's add a rock texture here. Visualize, and I want the rocks now at the specific things, and like at the cavity setting here, you can now describe where you want to have rocks depending on pit holes and non-pit holes. And this is pretty awesome because this enables you a lot more features. In this case, because the colors better readable here, because we have smooth colors, it's quite better to use a black texture here for the ground base. And now let's say they want to have rocks at the concave side. That's okay. And let's move up the strength a little bit, and let's check the slope, so we're reducing it a little bit like this. Okay, now let's hit the generate button again, and you can see it's a really nice mix now. Let's see what else we could apply simple textures for. I'm going to add some more mud, just for a reason, like this. And this time I'm going to use the cavity of convex, but also reducing a little bit all the increasing the slope stuff here. This maybe. Yeah, here we go. And maybe we could add another grass, some kind of a dry grass like this. So we apply that. Whoop. These parts here. Doing the opposite. This was wrong. Oh no, this is sorry. It's like this maybe. Yeah, here we go. So now we have texturized our terrain. It looks pretty nice. Now another thing that you could do here, which is also completely new, the masking. Previously we had static maps for masks. Now we also support dynamic masks, which actually creates dynamic noise maps. So you can create here a noise map depending on your settings that you apply here. You can reduce scaling. You could do another noise texture entirely with a new seed. You could do decrease the octaves, which actually blurs a little bit this noise map, or increase, which makes it more crispy. And you can change the depth of the noise, of this noise one here. And you also can see how it would look like if I'm going to apply now. Let's say I'm going to set up a sea texture, like maybe this one here. And now I want this to see how this one works with the noise. I just remove the noise here, don't want it here, and add the noise here for the mask. And now visualize heat maps. You will see that now this one, you can see where the noise really affects this terrain. I'm going to decrease it a little bit like this. You can see what is going on here, and now you can further keep on adjusting it a little bit. So we want to have it only at lower parts like this, and probably smooth a little bit so we have a good blending. Okay, so now that's quite nice. Let's move it. Here we go. Applied, fully textured, pretty awesome. So the same that you had with the noise, you could do with the height noise. So let's say I want to have some snow. I know this is unusual if you have an island like this. that you have snow somewhere, but I just want to show you the reason why you could use a height noise map. So I'm going to use the snow one map here, and I want to say that it should be only at the higher caps like this, being applied, fully applied. So now I would go and hit the generate button, and we'll have some snow applied on the terrain. But if I have the profile look at this, you can see that you have, you could use a, just simply draw a line where this texture is being cut on the terrain. So this is why you could use a noise map for the height, also a static one, a dynamic one. And let's visualize it again, and so you can see what's going on now here. I have a few things that I can change, so it's get a little bit more noisy, and it's not like a line. And I could use also the height noise factor to stretch it a little bit to other stuffs also, and create a more natural look of snow on the terrain. So this might look good, but you can do better if you now just activate a little bit the cavity, and just a few settings here also. Quickly see. Oh, we could maybe also no, convex was good. So we get it a little bit more mixed together. Sorry. Okay, now you saw it's really powerful in texturing. You have many more things you could adjust here. It's pretty fast. If you didn't recognize, it's really fast now. I mean, the enter texturing, all this stuff is done really fast, and we're using here 4, 5, 6, 7 textures at all. That's pretty awesome. And now let's say I want to do some trees, placing some trees on this small little island here. So go moving over to the objects. I'm going to place only a few tropical coconut palms from Speed Tree here. Let's select this one here, for example. So I'm using this, and I want to place it, somewhere along here, the coastline. So what could I do? I'm going to visualize it again. Now I could, for example, start modifying the height value, something like this. Pick it only at a specific region, like this. What else could I do? I could also select a texture, for example. I could use this grass texture is applied over the entire terrain, you can see here, and you're quickly switching over it. And I could use, for example, this grass texture here, and depending on this grass texture, I'm just going to reduce the height because I just want it in lower parts here placed like this. And now going to generate this and see what will happen. We need a few more trees here, else we won't see anything. Place it. So here we go, and there it is. I've placed my coconut palms. So pretty nice. That's working great. So you could do the same for any other tree. If you have some kind of specific trees, like let's say you have some mountain trees which are part of this World Creator package. These are trees from Nature Manufacturer. So I'm selecting this tree again, visualizing it, going to select a nice texture using maybe, what could we use? We could use this kind of texture here. Then you will see having trees only in the upper areas here, and only at these points where you can see some kind of a red. The stronger the red value, the higher the chance that you will go to place trees. The lower it is, the lower or less trees will be placed. So let's see. we go. I have some trees only at the parts where it should be. Could increase the density. Here we go. And now let's compare. You can see here we have less trees here. You have a lot more trees at the higher, stronger red parts. So this works pretty awesome. It's really fast again. You just placed trees within seconds, and that's it. So you could do the same for details, for detail meshes, for whatever you want to do actually. Now, let's see what we could do with this mean sea level actually. So we have the erosion applied here. We have this. We have this. We could use now the speed, the mean sea level also for all these textures here. What else we could do is just to drag and drop a simple plane. You can see here a seaplane, so we could drag and drop a water plane. I have one here from Aqua's Light, which is pretty nice. I'm just drag and dropping into this one here, and now I'm going to tell World Creator that this is the water plane is referring to. And now we'll move this water plane to a specific height, maybe something like this. And let's see what World Creator is going to do. There you go. You can see that the canyon was, no, it was the terrace is below the water plane. Let's recreate. There was because it just didn't check it. Yeah, here we go. Now you can see that the water plane of this was used to adapt the filters. Adapting the filters means also sometimes just that the terrain changes a little bit because all these filters are stacked. If I'm moving the water plane, adjusting it a little bit along specific heights, you can see that it will adapt automatically. So I liked it actually better when it was something like this. Here we go. So now we got a nice island here, and you can see that the texturing is not really adapted because this texture was using the mean sea level, so we could say it should be below, but no, below is good. And we could use this one now, so we have only this texture below the water. So let's fly in just to see what is going on here. There you go. It's only below the water. Now you would have to adjust the same for the tree. Well, actually I didn't use this feature now with the mean sea level when I created this island, so I would have to adjust a little bit the things here, telling which is above, which is below, and so on, and so everything will be adapted automatically. Okay. Well, that's for it now. Just a few more words about the stuff here above, what you can do. Still you can import image files in RAW, 8-bit files and 16-bit files. You can delete, you can save the presets, you can split the terrain, and which is also new is that you can export your terrain as an OBJ file, as a mesh. Some people asked for it, and we thought it would be nice to have it included. Another thing which you can speed up generation is that if you have found the terrain shape and you don't want to change it, you just can remove this checkbox, and now the terrain is not being regenerated every time you hit the generate button. Also, if you have found the trees and the trees are okay and you're fine with them, just uncheck it and hit generate. You will see that trees are not going to be deleted. Same for the detail meshes and texturing and details. So if you are finished with a specific step, then just uncheck it, and generation takes more time. So this will speed up your entire design process, prototyping stuff. Then you have also here those C buttons. Actually, these are so-called clear button. So if I hit this clear here, then yeah, it is asking if all trees and submit should be removed. If I hit yes, then you can see that all my trees have been removed from my terrain now. And to regenerate them, I would have to quickly hit the generate button again, but I don't want to change the terrain, so leave the terrain. However, if you uncheck the trees that it should be not regenerated, and you check the terrain, then your trees will be deleted, and that's absolutely normal because it might happen that the terrain has changed, and then the trees have to be adapted. So be aware of it. If you're done with the terrain, just uncheck it, and then you can keep on with the trees. Okay, so that's for it now. I will do a few more videos about maybe some more tutorials on creating nice terrains with better textures, but for now this is quite interesting to see the latest features that are included in World Creator. So thanks for watching, stay tuned, a few more videos will follow, and we're going to upload the new version within a few days, saying next week, and now we have the 23rd April, so I think next week I will trigger it maybe Saturday or Sunday to submit to the asset store. Okay, thanks for watching, and bye bye.